Greetings, Flesh Wound True Crime freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound True Crime. I'm Daniel Shine. That's Todd Loya.
Producer Todd Loya.
Producer Todd Loya. I'm tired. Sorry. And Pugs Dread. Just Pugs Dread. And Mike Kruger.
Stay sick, motherfuckers. What's up?
So we're here tonight to tackle a trio of films based on, good old Henry Lee Lucas. Never hurt nobody, just a good old dude, just
milkshake loving, half brain.
never told a lie.
Yeah.
Yes, never told a lie. Of course not. It's honest, honest Henry. So I'm really excited to talk about the first one because obviously we're talking the Rooker film, but this is one that I don't think as many people have seen. So we'll kick it off with this one first, and it comes from director Michael Pfeiffer, and it is Drifter, Henry Lee Lucas from 2009. Considered to be one of America's most notorious serial killers, Henry Lee Lucas admitted to committing over 350 murders with partner and fellow serial killer Otis Toole while drifting through multiple states in the American South from 1975 until his arrest in 1983. All right, so
in the movies, his name's Otis.
It is. I think technically
his name's Otis, but in the movie it's Otis.
Otis. All right. I will go with Otis then. All right. So first things first, before I even talk about this movie, what fucking casting agent high on coke just like you know what? I've got our Henry. Antonio Sabato Jr. What the fuck was that all about?
Dan's mad that another white man losing the job to a brown person.
I didn't say that, but who's thinking Antonio Sabato Jr.?
I would like to think hey, I like that story. Can I do it? Fuck yeah, you're Antonio Sabato Jr. Go for it.
I mean, if you don't have a lot of money, we think, I don't know, maybe Casper Van Dien, or I don't know. I mean, is that any shittier than Antonio Sabato Jr.? It's not like,
Sure.
maybe Casper said no. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird role.
That's just weird.
It's just a cheapo dude that you can afford.
The white guy named Casper. That's weird. That's such a Mexican name.
I did realize watching this, who would be the ultimate Henry Lee Lucas is Billy Bob Thornton, and that needs to happen.
I see more as Otis.
Yeah, he's too tall.
Yeah. He does resemble Otis more.
Patton Oswalt with hair.
That's what. Not even talking shit on Antonio. That's one issue I have in general with this character, and maybe every single movie I've seen. The real Henry Lee Lucas was slow, stupid. I mean, he was stupid. They play him a little too sophisticated, and different qualities of movies. But Antonio Sabato Jr. was way too clean cut, and so was the actor that played Otis. I just didn't buy them.
The CW version of their Crime Story.
Yeah, I actually have that down as a note. This
no shit.
This was like not that exactly, but I said this is like a really shitty fucking TV version of the Henry story.
I just want like the theme from Roswell to start playing, like introducing all the characters. Because so this movie is a piece of shit, but it is still a fun piece of shit to watch. I had a good time with it. It is completely, utterly ridiculous. Yet they do try and get some actual, real stuff from the actual case in there. The milkshakes, the
they didn't say its flavor though. It's strawberry for anybody that wants to know.
There you go. I didn't. Yeah, they didn't actually name the flavor. sending Henry to school in a dress. That was something. So they do actually delve into some stuff that some of the other movies don't. But man, this isn't a good movie. I'll shit on it some more, but who wants to shit first before
I just want to note, Pug, since you're apparently our Henry authority, now, does he flip out too if you use strawberry syrup instead of strawberry ice cream in his shakes?
Honestly, I think he was too dumb to tell. He's just like, it's red and tasty. Thank you. I'll go because I don't hate it like Dan does. I actually had a good time. It's probably because it's so bad that it's fun, but yeah, it's just like someone. It's like, can we Tarantino this story up a little bit? Sure. How much money you got? That's not gonna work. We'll do our best. So,
$5.
Yeah. So they got a dirt road that they drive back and forth on. Oh man, you know what? For as a little that's going on, I like Henry. He's like super cool. It is not true to form, but I had a good time. It's fun. I got no complaints. It's not a masterpiece. You don't have to fucking go see this, but
yeah, but like Otis, take your hairspray out or something, dude. That looks fucking dumb.
Dude, it doesn't matter. This is a take on a story, and yeah.
How old was Becky in this one? I already forgot. I know she was younger, but she wasn't as young as she was.
Like, in real life, she's a 12-year-old.
Yeah, how old was she in this one?
Oh fuck, I don't know. Like,
they said she was 16 at one point.
Yeah, that's
right.
So they aged her up, but not as much as Portrait of a Serial Killer does.
Yeah, and did you notice that young Henry was white? At least make that.
Hey man, he spent a lot of time out on the farm. You get brown.
Casper Van Dien must have dropped out before he shot his voice.
I'm tired of your shit, Casper. Fuck off. Kruger, did you love this movie?
Yeah, no, I fucking hated this shit. It was really tedious to get to actually fucking watch all the way through, to be honest with you. Like you already said, I mean the acting is really fucking bad. Like the guy who's playing Henry's shitty fake accent is goddamn awful. The story is like all over the fucking place, and I hate the way it jumps around. Like they do, like you said, like they do like have little details in here that are actually like more accurate than maybe some other Henry movies we get, but because of the execution being so fucking terrible and the acting on top of it so fucking bad, it was really, really hard to get through for me. And it doesn't even have any good kills, honestly. And some of the people that are dying, like their acting while they're dying is fucking atrocious, and just made me kind of want to turn the fucking movie off. So yeah, not a fan at all.
Yeah. Did any of you at least pop when they started playing that terrible remix of Monster Mash while they were like just doing kung fu moves?
Yes. I think that's why I didn't mind, because I was rolling my eyes like a lot through this movie, but I'm like, fuck it, we're here. Tell your story. Just speak your truth.
I purposely watched this one first just so it wouldn't, because if I watched this last, I would have probably been in Kruger's boat, because I knew.
Yeah, I watched this last actually, so fucking terrible choice.
I watched it first before I got the good shit in.
See, I actually watched it first too, but it's because I wanted to watch Henry and Henry 2 back to back.
Okay. Well, and I'm closer to you, Pugs, and Dan than I am Kruger. It was an absolute shit pickle, but it was still likable in a bad movie way. I don't know if I ever need to watch it again. I know Dan's all gung ho about doing something with it, but
oh yeah, that's right.
I want to make a Manson movie starring like Joey Fatone or I don't know.
Say Joey Buttafuoco, and you had me sold.
Just like the most ridiculous. Make it a series like those horrible Yuli Lomel serial killer movies.
They can take acting lessons from Michael Madsen, just like Antonio Sabato Jr. did on this one.
Or just do them all starring Casper Van Dien.
I was so happy when I didn't see what is Uli Lomel's name on here, because I could have swore this was another one of his. And those, Kruger, you think this is dog shit?
Yeah.
Wait till we get into some of those other.
Without the
great.
humor, though, that's the problem.
When you see his name, you're gonna be like, I think about the third one, you might like quit.
Very good chance. Stay tuned, fans.
They're back. We'll make sure not to triple them up on one show. At least we'll spread them.
Oh God, we do like a franchise just
Oh,
out of
God,
this.
I'm quitting if that happens.
This show has made me lose my will to live. All right, so we rate on a scale of 0 to 5 stars. So for unintentional comedic purposes, I will give it a 1. But it's a horrible movie. The only reason to watch it is to make fun of it with friends. So there you go.
I'm
Oh,
okay, Kruger.
I'm a 0.5, and that's only for the accuracies to the actual story that they kind of pay attention to. But
Yeah.
I can't give it more than a 0.5 out of fucking 5. Like, it doesn't even deserve a 1, in my opinion, because it was really, really hard to get through. And I wanted to turn it off probably about 15 fucking times. So, Bugs, what do you rate this piece of shit?
I think he's going to go at least a 0.5 for Otis's hairspray, at least. But
I think you're jealous of
know.
his piece there, Dan. I'm gonna go. No, I can't do that. I'm gonna go 2 with it's dorky, but yeah, just know what you're getting into. Don't go into this expecting amazing because it's not. But if you're willing to have fun, it might work for you.
I'm with Dan. I'm a 1.
Okay. I enjoyed it the most. Man, Henry was cool as shit, guys.
it's not supposed to be, though. He's
I
supposed to
know.
be drooling and like shitting himself. I mean,
He ain't no fucking Michael Rooker, let me tell you.
No.
Look.
No.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to get me to say he's better than fucking Michael Rooker.
He's no Casper Van Dien. He's definitely no fucking
Get off that
Michael
guy's
Rook.
dick, dude. What is your deal?
Starship Troopers. Antonio Banderas has never made Starship
You know what?
Troopers.
A fucking Verhoeven Henry movie. I'm down. That would be fucking amazing.
I want to listen to Berkeley as Becky. Like 45 this time.
I'm only 16, Henry. I can't marry you.
I would like Henry's last days in prison. I want that movie.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just be like a Finding Jesus kind of movie? I don't know if there's enough material.
I think yeah.
I mean,
well, okay, maybe him and Otis, because I want to see him grow.
I don't want to see those two alone in a jail cell.
That's the prequel. Anyway, Todd, you
I
went
can't
one.
quit you, Otis.
what bugs I got thrown off? What was your statement?
I was just repeating your rating.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Brokeback Henry. That's awesome.
Oh, the same cover of them like on the mountain.
Well, on that note, let's get to what I assume is going to be a positive.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to live up to.
Should we just
Drifter,
rate this
but-
one at the top? Is it going to even be a surprise?
All right. So our next film, which should need no introduction, but maybe you haven't seen it. Some people haven't. And that is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer from director John McNaughton. And in this one, Michael Rooker is Henry, a soft-spoken loner with a cool exterior masking an inner rage that boils at blast furnace intensity. When fellow ex-con Otis invites Henry to move into his Chicago apartment, he becomes a willing participant in Henry's senseless, random killing sprees. Meanwhile, Otis's unsuspecting sister Becky is smitten with Henry, whose broken childhood mirrors her own. All right, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Kruger, is this a first-time watch for you? I don't think
No.
I've ever talked.
Okay. I've seen this. This is probably my 6th or 7th time watching this movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this. I found it like maybe when I was like, I think maybe like 20 or 21 on fucking Netflix. It was just randomly on Netflix, and I was getting really. I was trying to find like the most disturbing films in cinema, and this one came up quite a bit actually. So I fell in love with it then, And I've always loved like the film's gritty feel to it. Like it's just so gritty and raw. The soundtrack's so goddamn good on it, and it adds to so many scenes. The acting is great. This is the movie that made me fall in love with Michael Rooker. And all the other performances in it are also really well. Like that, I don't know off the top of my head the actor, but the actor that played Otis was also really good.
Tom Tolles.
Yeah, and same with the actress that played Becky. Like all three of them were really, really good, and their characters are fucking amazing. Like Henry is this obviously like really sick killer, but he has this likable quality to him because he kind of has his own set of morals, and like it's brilliant because you know he's the sick killer that you're following around, but he's also like not the sickest out of everybody, as we find out in the movie. And the way him and Otis, their whole dynamic is just so great. And like I love when they're arguing and shit and the dialogue they have with each other. They're just like play off each other so fucking well. The gore and the kills in this movie are great. There's some kills that we just see the aftermath of, but like when you get these images of, you know, the corpse after the murder has happened, you hear the audio of the murder happening while we're zooming in on the corpse. And I always thought that was fucking creepy as hell and just a really effective way to use your budget well and still have a scene be creepy without actually seeing the murder happening. And also there's like really a couple of really disturbing scenes in this movie that just like I remember the first time watching them, like the TV scene just being like, holy fuck, like that is just brutal, you know what I mean? I've always thought this film really builds to the final act well, because like we're left a few hints of foreshadowing of what's going to happen, and I didn't really notice that until like my second or third time watching this movie. Just there's little tidbits in the movie throughout where you're kind of knowing what's going to happen to the, you know, ultimate climax, and it's just perfect. Like the very ending is so perfect to this movie. I've always loved it. It's, you know, not, you know, your typical happy ending, and overall this is just a fucking masterpiece of a film. It's one of the most like unforgettable movies I think I've ever seen, and definitely one of my favorites of all time. So Pugs, what do you think of Henry, of Portrait of a Serial Killer?
Big old Colasan. One of my favorites for sure. Masterpiece. Put up against anything. It'll hold its own. The music is fucking amazing. Michael Rooker is amazing. Tom Tolles is amazing. Everything about this movie was spot on. They knew how to stretch a budget, and first time director too. Bravo. Yeah, it's just fucking awesome. Everything about it. I have no complaints. And like, I think I watched it back to back when the first time I saw it, because it was on. I was one of those not the nasty. Was on the nasties. I don't remember, but it was on a list that I had. I'm like, okay, I got to tackle this one. And when I first saw it, I was like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And I'm still in that fucking mode.
While it was like heavily censored in the BBC, it was post Video Nasties era.
Okay, it was on some type of list though, and. You know, you just like slapping on a parental advisory sticker. Okay, yeah. That's now on my list. So, yeah, it's just a fucking amazing piece of fucking cinema. Todd?
Sorry, I was double checking what I said, but yeah, I'm with co-sign everything y'all said. My story, I'll throw a little backstory when I finally got to see this. It's one of the 3 movies my video store, well, Tower Records, Tower Video, I could not rent. I went there every Tuesday. They knew me. I'd call them and tell them what to hold me. Or they just actually, it got to the point they just hold all the new releases for me. Yeah, I was a little obsessed. But that was the one.
That's carried over. Attaboy.
They would hold it for me, but I had to make my mom come in to rent it. They wouldn't let me rent it. I was like, it's not rated. It's not NC-17.
Right. You have my history on file. Right. My mom is cool with this. Why are we wasting each other's time?
For those interested, the other 2. Yeah, it was. It really was. I want to see this after the Frankenhooker incident, which they made my mom come and rent that one too.
Oh, so explain your conversation with your. This is sidetracking, but Frankenhooker. What was that like? Hey, Ma, it's really just
Can
like
I take a guess?
PG.
Hey, Mom, I want to rent this movie and I need your permission. Or then you need to come in and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same way
The
as
other-
me.
The other one was Henry and June, which was a bigger deal because that was NC-17.
Well,
Oh, okay.
So there's that. But yeah, this
is that a period piece? No, Mom, no one's bleeding.
This one, I remember being so excited because I finally got to see it. It was the day it came out, whatever that was, some day in 91 or 90. I forget the home video date. But yeah, fell in love. It was super, just really, you hadn't seen like stuff like that at the time in horror. It was super realistic. I mean, you can go back to something like Chainsaw, but even by the time we saw it, it was an older film, so it was kind of different. This was like a new film, like, well, for me, for the first, it was different than everything else, and the performances are so good. I know everyone's name checked Rooker and Tom, but I also want to throw it. Tracy Arnold as Becky was also, Kruger did mention how good she was, but I just wanted to throw a name check.
I'd let her wash my hair.
I know they aged her up, so Dan was disappointed. But some of the shit that goes on, it's good they did it. I mean,
I also love the fact that they hinted that he can't read, because like when she tries on her shirt, it's not like full blown. Because Henry's a smart dude, but he's street smart. He's a he's a hard R when it comes to like reading and arithmetic.
Yeah, but I mean. Well, we all know. I'm pretty sure we're all on the similar page with what our favorite scene is. I just have a gut feeling, but I'm sure we'll talk about those in spoilers because
definitely got some shit to talk about for sure.
Yeah,
if you're a horror fan, you need to check it out. I mean, even if you're not a huge fan, see that's the thing. When this came out, it wasn't even really like. It's never said Henry Lee Lucas, and it's loosely based off him. It's kind of like Deranged, but they changed the name in Deranged. But it's just so good. I mean, is it 100% factual? No. But, I mean...
Horseshoes, close enough.
Right. Exactly. It's not like... It's really good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Michael Rooker is just a Academy Award deserving performance. I mean, he's amazing. Not like the actual killer, but you make a good point. I guess they don't actually say his last name. I thought they did, but so fair enough. It's based on it. Deranged is a masterpiece as well. So
that, Dan, we're probably gonna have an Ed Gein show.
There you go. So Tom Tolles, rest in peace. He plays such a great slime ball, and a different kind of slime ball. He's a slime ball in the Night of the Living Dead remake, even though he's right. And he's the ultimate slime ball as Otis in this. I think a lot is said about Michael Rooker, and deservedly so, but man, you can't forget about Tom Tolles. He's fantastic. And this was totally different for a film now over 30 years old. You really did. There wasn't a lot of Henrys out there within the horror genre. It felt real in an eerie way. Like when you first watched it, the whole, handheld thing and the stuff that they don't show works perfectly, as Kruger said, with the just the voices and the noise, and it really paints a disturbing portrait. And it's not a film you're going to revisit often necessarily, depending on your tastes, but
fuck, I do.
Yeah. But
like honestly, this is one of the movies I can just throw on whenever the fuck, and like just it always gets my undivided attention. Like I remember when Joe Bob had this, or I found out Joe Bob, did it. I was so excited, and I've like literally probably watched that one 4 times.
I to watch his version. Yeah, or his.
Yeah,
it's really
good. It was really good.
Yeah, I'm a little
There is
behind.
an interview with Tom
McNaughton.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
I was just thinking clock. Yeah, that's why I was trying to get it right.
In the arms of the angels.
Yeah, I agree with Kruger. This is one you can just watch and watch
It
whenever.
is.
I mean,
I mean,
if you're a sick fuck like us, but I mean, not
and
for
you notice how Tom Tolles doesn't have any hair gel, and
if you do recognize Tom Tolles, he's also the original Sheriff Wydell in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Sheriff,
Yes,
why
yeah.
fucking Dale?
it's funny. Just God, looking back on his performances, they're all he was so diverse. And if you look at the real Otis, that dude, I mean, man, Tolles comes close. Now again, but the real Otis, his appearance, he's like pure nightmare fuel.
They're pretty fugly.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for my like completely like accurately cast version, but I
You got
don't
the
have any
part,
issue
Dan.
with Tolles. I will,
Right, see,
I'll rock it.
I should have pulled a Dan and like introduced Tom Tolles by some random fact of something like, you know, like Dan always does a Star Wars person, but I will do one.
Star Trek.
See, I don't even remember. Tom Tolles does pop up in Gridlocked in the Tupac movie, so there's that.
Who does he
Everyone's
play
Tom
in that?
Tolles
I don't
Tupac.
remember that.
He's just a little bit part, but he pops.
Oh,
up. It's gonna
okay.
make, yeah.
Well, that's cool. No, never mind. I was
He's also
gonna-
in The Rock.
huh?
He was also in The Rock.
Yeah, he was in The Rock. Yeah,
I don't
he,
need Dwayne Johnson, just so we're clear.
he's popped up in a few. He's like in the pilot for Firefly too.
No,
It's not a big role, but he's got a good scene.
mean,
Yeah, he's been around. He's fucking super talented. So.
we can list Rooker's credits, but we'll be here for hours.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
I still wish he was
favorite-
like in the Henry gear while he was coming down.
Fuck yeah. Holding the head.
Michael Rooker needs to be in every movie ever made. So
Dude, when he popped up in Love and Monsters, I was so fucking happy.
Right, the day is
I-
saved.
I kind of wish he was just playing Henry though in that movie. That would have been, oh man, that would have made the little girl thing more fucked up.
It would have made her Becky.
okay, well here's another thing. I don't know if anyone Mallrats. We all know he's in Mallrats. as
Fuck
the
yeah.
father.
Chocolate covered pretzel.
The first thing said when they're on the audio commentary when his name comes up, everyone in the room just says Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. So,
That's because Kevin Smith is the man.
and he worked at a video store. He was very familiar with Henry.
Well, I
That
don't
was just-
think we have to, but I don't think we have to. But why don't we
yeah.
rate this bitch?
All right, well, real quick, 5.
5.
5. Yeah, easy.
One big fucking hole.
Yeah,
All right.
if you guys haven't checked this one out yet, it is
Mandatory.
definitely essential. Absolutely. Yes, mandatory.
You can be a little stronger, Dan, for this one.
This was actually the one I was most interested in rewatching because I haven't watched it since the special edition DVD came out years ago.
Yep. Yeah, people forget that there was a sequel sometimes
Yeah,
to Henry.
Someone actually commented on that on what there's a part 2.
Yeah, and Todd, before we get into it, what's the new edition again? It's an overseas Blu-ray, correct?
Yeah, I would have grabbed it if I would have known you were going to.
Oh, no, I didn't have it yet, so I was
No, that's
curious.
Yeah, well, it's already basically out of. Good luck. It's a German Blu-ray media book. You can still find them on eBay, but right
Mhm.
now you're gonna have to import it. Solid transfer, looked really good. Ports over all the extras, can't complain. I got lucky and got it for 40. So if you want it, check eBay. I guess that's the only place I'm gonna tell you to look.
There you go. So you're going to pay for it, but we'll see if it's worth it. Henry 2, The Mask of Henry 2, Portrait of a Serial Killer. This was also, some versions had this as Mask of Sanity.
Serial Killer 2, Part 2,
Part 2.
Mask of Sanity.
Yeah. All right. So
Jesus.
Henry
It's like a Rob Zombie album.
Henry 2 picks up where the original left off. Henry takes a thankless job at a Porta-John company where he meets husband and wife Kai and Cricket. I have to wonder if that's is an homage to Leonard and Charles.
I think so.
I thought so too, but then I was trying to figure out the year.
Well,
It lines
yeah.
up.
We'll talk about Leonard and his buddy in a future one.
Yeah, we will. Definitely. They take pity on the homeless drifter and offer him a room in the home they share with their emotionally fragile niece, Louisa. Henry learns that Kai has a side job as an arsonist for hire, setting up a phony insurance scam to make money for their boss, Reuter. He agrees to join Kai on one of their first outings. They discover 2 squatters in a building that's been marked for fire. It is then that Henry introduces Kai to his life's work. All right, so Henry 2. Pugs, what did you think of Henry 2?
Well, I've actively avoided this movie because I'm like, do I really need to see it? No. But, since it's brought up on the show and talk about it with my boys, it was time to pull that fucking trigger. And I'm glad I did. It's an interesting watch. They do take their own road here, but I'll tell you the scene that got me hooked. There is an old Albert Fish type guy that takes advantage of another drifter, and I was like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. And the way Henry acts, that's totally Henry.
I'm gonna see when Dan makes a special appearance.
Yeah.
And he really wanted him to watch it too, because he had to move twice.
Yeah. Honestly, this is pretty cool, and I wouldn't say it's up to the level as the first one, but it's a solid watch. I think if you're curious to check it out, it's definitely worth your time. The new guy, what was his name?
His name is Neil Gantoli.
Okay, Neil Gantoli. He's not channeling Michael Rooker, but he's definitely holding his own, because I'm like, you're small and a little creepy, but yeah, I can see you might be dangerous, so good on you. And new artist, had his shit together with a wife, and then boom, introduced this thing, and shit goes wild. I really enjoyed it.
Not literally Otis, though. I should.
No, yeah.
Kai,
yeah. But he took his place, and then we have the other dude who took the TV dealer spot, and now he's in charge of everything. Like there's these characters are familiar, and I like everybody. I liked it. I got no bad things to say. What about you, Mr. Kruger?
So yeah, going in, I had extremely low expectations considering I saw Michael Rooker recasted as Henry. And I also noticed it's 10 years. It was 10 years later after the first movie, like over 10 years later. So that's always kind of a shitty sign. But the new Henry isn't terrible. He's much more awkward and definitely doesn't have the awesome dialogue Michael Rooker had. And he doesn't really have the same charm either, but he kind of just does his own thing, and it's not terrible. I don't think it's bad by any means. The other characters were okay. I liked Niece a little bit with her weird. That was kind of an interesting character, but I don't know. Everybody else was kind of meh for me. The kills were decent though, not up to par with the first film, but they're not bad. There's a couple that were pretty goddamn solid, and I was pretty impressed with it. The only thing that I really didn't like about this movie was the story. It felt so much like the first one. There's different things, but it's kind of the same. It kind of plays out this way, and a little too much to the same for me. I kind of wish they would have went with something maybe a little bit more different than him basically teaching somebody how to kill like he does in the first one. I do appreciate that it did tie back to the first film though. They don't pretend like it didn't exist. They actually reference characters from the first movie. The only thing for me though was another thing for me though was the ending. I don't know. I wasn't super into it, and it didn't hit all the right bells and whistles for me. So it doesn't live up to the masterpiece that the first Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is, but definitely could have been worse. And I think it's pretty middle of the road. I definitely check it out if you want to give it a watch. I would recommend it. Make up your own opinion about it, because I could see myself maybe watching it again and getting a better opinion now that I'm over the fact that Michael Rooker isn't Henry in the movie. So
You know what? I will tell you, personal experience. First time I watched it, I was the same way. There was no Rooker. It took me a minute to get over it. Because I don't think I really turned on it until probably the first DVD release. It was the first DVD release because it did get re-released as a special edition. That's when I started warming up to it. And over the years, I've grown to like it quite a bit, even though I haven't watched it in probably 15 now. But it suffers like from a lot of sequels do. It's a lot of the same again, but it's entertaining. It's a lot of the same, but that's kind of what you want, out of a Henry. You want more Henry doing what Henry does, and you get that. And I do like that we have the new that we're focusing on kind of like the arson stuff. So that's different. I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. And of note, the director, Chuck Perello, did a couple other serial killer films, the 2000 Ed Gein and the 2004 Hillside Strangler.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll talk about. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Well, I was going to say we're going to talk about those, but there we go.
Both good, but no, from what I remember, maybe not when I revisit them though. So Henry 2. One thing that this has going for it, I mean, Bob Gentoli's not Michael Rooker, but he is a very good actor. I mean, if you look at
real quick,
yeah,
I want to throw before I forget, he also plays basically the same character on an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh shit, yes, he does.
I want to say it's the bootlegging episode.
Same scene with Kramer and the homeless shelter. Just
so I'll figure out what episode it is, but yeah, you should definitely see. Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Oh, that's okay. No, he's in a lot of stuff, and he's a very good actor. He does his own version of the character, so I didn't have an issue with it. I mean,
he kept reminding me of that dude from Revenge of the Nerds. I can't remember his name right now.
Which one?
Curtis Armstrong?
Is that the shorter, fatter one with the curly hair?
Yeah.
That's the one. I for some reason I'm just like, you can be his stunt double, but go ahead, Dan.
But no, I mean, this one, it's more directly gory in some scenes. This kind of shows, there's some more gore. It's really not a bad. This one kind of has some overly harsh reviews, I think, out there, because I think it's just simply because the first one is so good. But this isn't a bad movie by any means. I actually thought the scene with the bullies and Louisa, I think Henry's relationship with the niece is actually one of the stronger moments. There's even some borderline touching moments between the two. Not bad touching, but touching. As touching as it can be for a serial killer. It probably would have been bad touching if it was the real Henry, but yeah, and I kept thinking with the bullies how bad it would have been if they were renting a room to Gacy. But luckily for them,
their father looked like him.
It's entertaining. I mean, the cast, I think, are all really good. Cricket's detestable, of course. Very, very annoying character.
Are you kidding me? Okay. I liked her.
No, I mean, good actress, but the character was like, it's like, I'm just waiting.
I was like,
for something to
happen. I still don't think she was that bad. Go ahead.
Not, just the character, not the actor.
I understand. I'm as a character, I don't think she was a bad person. Like, I don't find her detestable.
Kind of towards the end. Well, we can talk about that later, but
remember
that. I love the women.
When they're in their place.
That's messed up.
Real quick, I did confirm it that he is in the episode where Jerry is forced to bootleg a movie. It's also the Elaine dancing episode. So it's a pretty big one.
Did he come back at the last episode, like where they had like a ton of notable characters back?
I think he might have been on the stand, but yeah, the episode's called The Little Kicks.
Yeah,
so if you want to check out,
I think I remember him in the courtroom. I'm not a Seinfeld expert, but my brother is. but yeah, it's different. This is not a masterpiece. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's not going to waste your time either.
I'm not upset I got the import Blu-ray at all.
No, I mean, I'm not going to tell you should spend a fortune, but I might grab it too. I'd like to see, especially how well it looks.
If you want it, try before you buy. It is streaming right now on Amazon Prime, and we kind of alluded to it earlier. Henry, the original Portrait of a Serial Killer, is streaming on Shudder, and also in the Joe Bob's The Last Drive-In. You can watch that version.
Yeah,
unfortunately or fortunately, you have to. Drifter is not streaming anywhere for free. You can get it on Vudu.
You pay for that Sabato, that Prime Sabata. Yeah, I like, though, also Kai. I like the slow, just basically turning into Henry, and I thought that was interesting. Could be better, but overall, I enjoyed the journey.
All right.
So, I'll go ahead and rate it, I guess. I don't have any major complaints. Like I said, it's above average. I give it a 3.
All right. Oh, I guess I'll go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5.
I'm going to go 2.5 out of 5. But I may rewatch it next time I watch Henry again and give it another shot.
I'm with Pugs. I'm a 3.5. Kruger, I recommend you do, even if you give it a minute, because, like I said, it took me a minute to warm up to it because I was just not happy there was no Rooker.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned The Bad Sign. It was actually only about 5 years after the home video hit and became a hit.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, it still was some time, but because how long did it sit on the shelves?
I think 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
By the time I finally hit video and that, yeah. So it's not as bad as waiting a decade to do it. So that's the only positive.
I'm glad I waited to watch it for for now, because I think if I would have saw it when I was younger, coming off of the original Henry, I'm like, this is dog shit. Fuck this.
That's not Michael Rooker. Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah,
it's probably worth a revisit for most people who've.
Yeah. Time creates fondness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, I guess on that, why don't you
patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1, and we got a lot of uncensored, exclusive, and early content up there right now. A lot of cool new stuff. So check that out. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell here on YouTube so you know when our shows go up.
And Dan, before we go into spoilers, did you want to promote where you will be this week?
I will. This Thursday, I will be on Region Free with Pizzal and all of the guys. Very excited. I won't reveal what I'm talking about, but you'll want to tune in to see, and it should be a good time.
Right on.
Right, well, we'll be sure to check it out.
Absolutely.
I guess I after that we just go straight into spoilers. I don't have anything.
Spoiler time.
Should we start? Let's start with Drifter. Just get that one out of the way.
Drifter. Okay.
Yeah. I like the old scenes with the dad's legs being cut off and the kid going to school with the dress. Then their flashbacks. They did try. I didn't hate it, but there's not much really to talk about.
There isn't. I don't have anything on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither do. Well, actually, I do. Fucking the scene that got me to say, "Oh, what the fuck am I watching?" When they're in the movie theater and they slit the fucking chick's husband's throat, like right next to her, and we're supposed to believe that she's not going to fucking notice at all. Like
that was funny.
The theater was the one that got my attention. I'm like, this is a room.
It made me laugh, but yeah, it's like they should have had him reaching for her.
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? And then everything after that.
You haven't wanted to do that though, right? You know what?
You want to slit a motherfucker's throat in the movie theater?
Fuck yeah! Shut up.
Wasn't Henry the heel for talking though, or really more?
He wasn't talking. It was fucking Otis's bitch ass.
He should have killed Otis there. I was going
You
to
know,
say.
you know how you know it's a low budget movie when your movie theater in the movie looks worse than the movie theater in Silent Night Deadly Night. That's
Fair
your
enough.
off.
They shot it at Sabato's apartment. What are you going to do? They did their best.
God,
Movie room.
and the scene when he's killing the mom, God, her fucking acting was so bad. Her just go, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, some community theater level.
Yeah.
act.
Not
Fuck.
good.
One of the worst movies I've seen this year so far. God damn.
The year's young. We'll wait till we get to the Green River Killer or something like that.
Oh, fuck me.
Screw up the Green River Killer. God damn it.
Just make sure that I at least have one good movie on each show, or else I'm going to kill myself.
We'll try to make a rule of no more than one Uli Lamel movie. So at least we know he doesn't do doubles on the same one. So we won't have like 3 of his, except for Boogeyman, because he's made like that first Boogeyman movie like 5 times. Not serial killer related, but
Oh, yeah, but he started off okay.
yeah. Literally the Boogeyman, it's the Boogeyman, then Boogeyman 2,
Which is like 50% of the Boogeyman one.
And Boogeyman 3 is like 50% of they basically keep Silent Night Deadly Night 2ing every sequel in Boogeyman.
I only saw the first one, and I have no desire. Unless we have to, I'm good.
Oh, I have the version of the first one that's so low budget before they like put it out. They're literally holding sheets of paper with the credits for like they fixed them for later home video.
It's kind of charming if you're in like middle school.
All right, I guess that's all we have on Drifter.
Yeah.
I know everyone's got something on Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, but since I brought it up early, I'm just going to assume everyone's favorite scene is the TV or is the home invasion.
Mine's the TV.
Okay, see, I was going back and forth. I'll let you talk about the TV then, but I'll do the home invasion part.
Okay.
I mean, so if you haven't seen if you haven't seen it, you shouldn't be listening. So it's trippy because I know the first time I watched it, I didn't realize I was watching the TV. With them watching, you're just so focused on what's going on.
Shot is amazing.
It is, but I mean, you're not thinking about it. You're watching the screen and they're watching. You just don't. You're so focused on it. It's just such a fucking good. The camera and everything. It's it's amazing. I don't know.
Before we get in the middle of the movie, though, the way it opens.
Orange
socks, lady with the bottle in her fucking head, which I found out, Todd, we were twinning because when phones started being able to take photos, that was my background for the longest time.
Yep.
Yeah, amazing shit. Kruger?
No, I was just gonna say the TV scene is just like so fucking awesome because everybody's rooting for that salesman to get the shit killed out of him, and I was so happy when he does when I first saw it, and just like the way Henry smashes the TV over his head and the blood is just immediately all dripping all over this guy's fucking face, and then he says the line, "Otis, plug it in," fucking shit explodes on his head. It blew my fucking mind when I first saw that, and that's got to be like one of my favorite kills in any movie ever, to be honest with you.
Wouldn't work as well like in a modern set one with the flat screens.
No.
Back then, you're
now
fucked
you can
when
just
they
do
get...
like 5 at a time. Just get them all on.
Yeah, you can just no sell.
Like ring toss.
People are taking bumps into those now in wrestling and shit. So.
Yeah.
I liked that dude because he was such an asshole, for all the wrong reasons, but it was so satisfying when they fucked him up.
And regardless of whether it was a $50 TV or a $200 TV, it wasn't going to work when you got it home. That guy was shady as shit.
Like the $50 TV, you waste my fucking time.
I would really be interested. And I don't normally say this because it's probably not a good idea, but I would be interested to see. Obviously, they'd have to ignore 2, but have Michael Rooker come back and do the sequel. I think it was.
They have to ignore 2?
Well, they would though. Realistically, you're not going to have
Henry.
Michael Rooker come back. But yeah,
get a little gold statue coming back kicking ass.
Yeah. No, I mean, but shit, watch the doc, just the footage of the real Henry Lee Lucas and how such a simple guy managed to dupe the Rangers like he did. It's just, oh man, it's amazing. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, big time spoiler. This movie's fucking amazing. Yeah, masterpiece. Go watch it. Don't make us yell at you. Henry too.
It's one.
Oh
yeah, Henry.
Fucking Albert Fish raping that dude. What?
Dude. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on in this homeless shelter?
Dude, he was annoying the shit out of me, just like sitting so close and trying to eat a meal with him. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, buddy. And then, damn, he's my bunk buddy. Oh shit! Look at what's going on.
I guess I'll take the cold of the night,
dude. But like him, just like after the guy's getting raped, he's just turning over. It's like, fuck, I can't this shit again. It was just so nonchalant.
Can you imagine breakfast the next morning? He's like sitting next to him, like all bruised up, just like glaring at him.
The way he was yelling too. Yeah, that got me like set up for the rest of the movie. I think that's actually what like put me in a good mood. I'm like, this is gonna be something else.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest, watching it again, it was a lot better than I remembered it. So hopefully it will be for you guys too.
Kruger, what do you got spoiler wise on the second one?
Just fucking that screwdriver kill when he killed the guy who was the boss that was setting up the arsons and shit. When Henry gets him with the screwdriver in the nose, that was pretty sick. And there's a decent beheading in this movie too, when he's killing the dude in the bed. And what's the other dude's name? Kai.
Yeah.
He just freaks the fuck out. Like Kai was actually. I was hoping that Kai was gonna kill his wife and just be like, "Yeah, me and Henry till death, motherfucker." That would have been cool.
Thelma and Louise ending in the car.
Right, speaking of the wife, I don't get the beef. I thought she was fine. Like she wasn't a bad person. Henry was being weird with her mentally challenged niece or cousin, whatever the fuck she was, and honestly, it's not Henry's fault though.
That was Louisa. That was her name, correct? I'm trying to.
The niece, Cricket was the. Yeah.
So like she was justified in like, I want this guy out because he's about to stick it in my half-brain cousin.
I kind of felt that should have come at the beginning though. It's like, wait, who is this?
No,
you just met the guy.
Spot. That was good. Yeah, I was fine with that. But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm vetoing anybody I don't know that's staying in my house, but that's not what I mean.
But I'm trying to understand why you don't like Cricket.
She was kind of
a woman that looks similar wrong to him.
Bitch.
Maybe it was
her. I don't know.
Easy on the eyes.
Her name was Cricket, and she broke my heart. You should know better. If a girl's name's Cricket, that's not going to be the forever girl. No, I don't know. I don't think she was especially annoying. I just didn't like her.
Because you don't like women. Okay. We get it.
I thought Louisa was very sympathetic. I would have been okay if she survived, but if she survived, that would have been cool. And
that seems bad.
I don't know. Cricket was
what she was calling him the FAG word. That was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. Like I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was half expecting probably the first time I saw that as like for him to turn around and just like, all right,
like I'll show you.
You don't need to worry about killing yourself now. It's all good. But no, yeah, check it out. Honestly, all three of these movies tonight had merit. One for all the wrong reasons, but yeah.
I think the order to watch them though was what Todd and I did unintentionally. Just Drifter. Then, because it's like a roller coaster, you start at the bottom, you go over the top, and then it kind of dips. But it's a good time.
So mine was like a downfall into shit.
Poor guy. why.
You probably would have liked Henry 2 more if you would have watched Drifter first.
That could be the
Yeah,
reason.
probably.
Fuck.
It elevates everything else. Or you could have just watched in reverse order too. But all right, I think spoilers.
Yep. And I think that's about all we've got. I do want to throw out there though, Casper Van Dien, get in touch with me. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to make.
Yeah,
happen
that
with
opening scene
That's
with the
messed
old
up.
guys in the fucking the homeless shelter.
That's messed up.
But on that note, that's our final thoughts. So like, share, subscribe. Follow us across all the social media bullshits. Check us out on Patreon. Exclusive content, most importantly, uncensored. But none of the Dan stuff. Yeah, so please and thank you. Check that out. And Dan, have fun on your show on the, what is it again?
Thursday, Region Free. You can check them out on YouTube as well.
Excellent.
Or anywhere.
So, gentlemen, let's get the hell out of here.
All right.
Good night. Starship Troopers,
safe.
best movie ever.
I'll see you in Disneyland. He's not wrong.